Fox 35 is recognizing the extraordinary work of people making a difference in the lives of others. Thank you for joining us for a special half-hour edition of the Fox 35 Care Force. I'm your host, Amy Kaufelt. We begin in Seminole County with the 2024 Crossing Guard of the Year. If you're lucky enough to cross her path, you may just stop and smile.
Have a good one. You're welcome.
Every weekday morning and afternoon, you can find Brenda Whitaker with her stop sign in hand patrolling Lockwood Boulevard near Carillon Elementary and Haggerty High School.
It's awesome. Awesome. That's what just thrills me. This job is rewarding in that the smiles and the hugs from the little ones.
Whitaker decided to take on the job 4 years ago after her daughter and granddaughter encouraged her to pursue it. And now she gets to see her granddaughter every day.
We'll see you tomorrow.
But now she has become a Meemaw to so many more kids.
Once a Meemaw, always a Meemaw. And it keeps me smiling. And I was hoping it would be that way, but maybe I am a little surprised at the lives that I feel that I have touched in just a minute way.
She's known for her smile, her greetings, and her dog treats.
I have puppy treats because I have some little puppies that come, and so I even have little puppies that are pulling the people to the corner.
Earlier this year, she was recognized as Crossing Guard of the Year.
And of all the great guards out there, I'm honored, very honored.
For now, she has no plans to retire or slow down.
As long as the good Lord lets me be able to stand upright. We'll see you tomorrow.
An amazing lady for sure. Well, staying in Seminole County, a third grader from Geneva Elementary is leaving her mark on students around the world. She has helped hundreds of kids in need with her service projects.
Gracie DeCellis has been selling eggs from her family's chickens since she was 6 years old. Now, 2 years later, she has helped a lot of people from all the proceeds of those sales.
I wanted to help people who need stuff like backpacks and toys because I wanted to help people and I just wanted to be kind because some people don't have these stuff.
It's not just eggs that she sells at a roadside stand or at the local feed store.
Necklace, bracelet, keychains, soap.
All of those sales are really adding up.
Everybody was coming, everybody was grabbing eggs, and then she had all this money and she said she wanted to help other people, and we said, okay, let's do it.
It's a family project. Her mom, grandma, brother, and cousins all pitch in to make a big difference.
We did 267 backpacks. 45 of those backpacks went to Belize. And then the rest was in the community here. And then we sent some to the Boys and Girls Club in Titusville.
Gracie loves to take care of her family's chickens and share what she can with others.
Because I want to help people.
Just love her beautiful spirit. Well, Rollins College student Cecilia Hernandez suffers from a rare disease. Now she's turning her experience into a way to help others through her organization called Project for Hope.
On the Rollins campus, Cecilia Hernandez can often be spotted with her service dog, Canella.
In my freshman year, 2 weeks before college, I went into emergency surgery, and it turned out that because of my conditions, I kept dissociating from my pain, so I couldn't tell when something was like truly wrong. So at that point, I got Canella because she's able to alert me, tell me in advance, like for example, to take Tylenol in advance or before a flare-up's gonna happen, or like let's say I'm so focused on my work, I don't realize that I'm in like immense pain or something is incredibly wrong with me.
Cecilia has been in and out of the hospital since she was 9 years old due to several health complications, like an autoimmune disorder disorder, rheumatoid arthritis, cysts, and endometriosis.
One thing that always cheered myself up was when somebody would give me a stuffed animal, because it was something that I could hold while I was going through everything in the hospital, but it also meant that somebody was hoping that I would get better, and that's how the title came about, like Project for Hope.
Through Project for Hope, she started collecting stuffed animals and writing notes to the kids to help them get through tough times.
Being a kid who was always in the hospital, I felt like it was so important to acknowledge that these children are in pain and that this pain is real. And a lot of people like to say, oh, you're young, you're gonna get better. And sometimes that's unfortunately not the case.
Since 2012, she has donated more than 1,000 stuffed animals to the Ronald McDonald House Charities of Central Florida. As her charity grows, Cecilia has recruited volunteers to help in her mission.
To see somebody who started something as just a dream when she was a kid, just because of something that she went through personally, is really inspiring.
Still to come, she stands with families in their darkest hours. The Fox 35 Care Force honoring an Orlando police substance abuse victim advocate who's making a life-changing difference, one family at a time. Our team believes in the power of community. That's why we have the Fox 35 Care Force. We make a real difference, from collecting school supplies for students and teachers, to feeding hungry families, to making the holidays brighter for kids with toy donations. We partner with local leaders and charities to bring hope and support to all of Central Florida. Join the Fox 35 Care Force and be a force for good.
The Fox 35 Care Force is sponsored by Renewal by Andersen.
Welcome back. The Fox 35 Care Force is honoring an Orlando police substance abuse victim advocate. She works one-on-one to help families through some of the worst moments of their lives.
Opioid abuse can be an ongoing issue in any community. The Florida Department of Health says overdose deaths saw a 42% increase during the pandemic, with a total of 7,137 deaths in 2020. According to recent data, total drug-related deaths in Florida are on the decline. So while progress is being made, the opioid crisis, synthetic drugs, and emerging substances continue to be a burden.
I do work with a team of detectives that respond to suspected overdose deaths. I work on an on-call basis to come out to assist the families through that process. So I help them through the grieving process, as well as explaining the investigation and give them updates along the way.
Lauren Samir-Sanath is the one and only substance abuse victim advocate at the Orlando Police Department. She responds to all overdose deaths, maintains 24/7 on-call coverage, follows up with families, makes referrals for surviving victims, and partners with care organizations in the community.
I've seen lots of transformations where people are able to turn their lives around and get reconnected to a support system that is really helpful for them to succeed in their lives.
Throughout the year, she also hosts advocacy and awareness events to bring resources together to hundreds struggling with opioid abuse.
She works one-on-one with families of the loved ones of the victims. She doesn't complain about the time of hours, on call 24 hours, 7 days a week, whether it be day or night. She's ready to go and help the families.
She also coordinates and partners with Project Noel, a nonprofit organization that provides assistance to families and children who have been affected by a loss of a parent due to an overdose. The Orlando Police Department conducts donation drives for Christmas gifts, Easter baskets, and back-to-school supplies in an effort to support the smallest victims of the opioid epidemic.
A Seminole County deputy being honored for his life-saving efforts. He tells us that he was in the right place at the right time to save a drowning child.
I just happened to be heading towards IT, a little away from where I normally am patrolling. And while I was on the way, a call came out for an urgent drowning.
A 3-year-old girl had fallen into her family's pool and was found unresponsive by her mother. Fortunately, Deputy Jabron Bakshi was mere seconds away.
As soon as I got there, I saw the parents with the child, who was unfortunately unresponsive and clinically dead. So as soon as I got there, I saw the mother doing chest compressions, doing her best to revive the child. I immediately took over. And very soon after beginning chest compressions, I realized that her airway was blocked and needed to be cleared. So once that was cleared, I was able to get her in the rescue position, and she began to take her first breath.
First responders from the Seminole County Fire Department quickly got to the scene and took the little girl in critical condition to the hospital. Officials say she survived and made a full recovery.
I was happy to see her alive at the hospital. This goes up with probably one of the worst kind of calls I would want to respond to. Just taking your attention away from your child even for a minute. Something like this could happen. They can, wander off and slip into the pool, accidentally, and then that's a long time to be going without any air. So yes, it can happen very quickly. Thankfully, God had me in the right place at the right time.
And that is why we are so honored to present our Fox 35 Care Force Award to Deputy Gibran Bakshi. And I have Sheriff Dennis Lima here to help present this award. A round of applause for you. And Sheriff Lima, I know you'd like to say a few words about your outstanding deputy.
Yeah, first, big thank you to Fox 35 for recognizing our heroes. We're so incredibly proud of Jaban, and his heroic actions are really making a difference, literally saving lives.
In a situation like this, seconds are of the essence. Seconds are the difference between life and death. So as soon as I got there, I saw the mother doing CPR herself. I immediately took over, and within 3 compressions, I observed the airway and saw that it was blocked with vomit, with blood, and all your efforts are going to be in vain if you can't get that airway clear. So from the training this agency provided, I knew to immediately turn her in a position where I could clear the airway, get some of that stuff out of the way. As soon as the airway was cleared, she took in her first breath, and that sounded amazing. And then after that first one, a little while later, next one came. And each breath became a little bit deeper, a little bit stronger, and I knew she was going to pull through.
Well, Central Florida Navy veteran making a difference in the lives of military families as they strive to give their veterans a burial with honors. His thrift shop in Titusville funds a very special mission.
Eileen Davitt made sure to ask about her father's final wishes.
His final wishes were to have a military-style burial with all of the bells and whistles. So I absolutely wanted to do that for him.
At 92, Private First Class Richard Acosta Guerrero passed away in Orlando on August 24th. He served in the Korean War as a machine gunner on the front lines and received the Congressional Gold Medal. But he no longer had a U.S. Army uniform, and his daughter didn't know how to procure one on short notice.
So I called my local Army and Navy store, and I said, do you sell uniforms from Korea? And he said, no, we don't. But you know what? There's this guy named Jerry. He knows a little bit about that. Why don't you give him a call and see if he can help you?
Bring this up to the front and hang it.
Jerry Vaughn answered that call.
He said, not only am I going to find it for you, I'm going to give it to you for free. I burst into tears on the phone. I couldn't believe it was real.
He not only found the proper dress uniform, but every single medal, patch, and ribbon in less than a week.
We know what it meant to my dad, so it was beautiful, just amazing and beautiful.
For the past 4 years, Jerry Vaughn has helped 168 families like Eileen's across the country find uniforms for military funeral honors.
Welcome to Down the Road Thrift. Let's take a hike into the Foot Locker here and see what we got going on. We have all 4 branches of the military represented back here, and I know it looks like it's kind of small, but looks can be deceiving. So this is how we do it. We got approximately 500 uniforms in this locker. But back here is all of our Marine Corps and Navy uniforms. We keep all manner of dress blue, dress whites, officers, enlisted. Anything that anybody wants to send us, we take, because there might be one little piece on a whole uniform that we might need to finish one off. So we never turn anything down. There we go. You're locking about $2,000 by the time it's done. So consider the family paying for everything on a funeral, and then you get to the point, how do we dress them? And we don't, because we don't have the money or we don't know what to do, and that's how this was born. So when we're contacted, we take that entire load off their shoulders. We go ahead and handle everything. There is no charge.
All he asks is that families provide a DD-214 so that he and his team can confirm the veteran's military honors.
It's doing the right thing at the right time for the right people.
I am forever grateful to Jerry for what he did for me. Thank you, Daddy.
Well, next up, we are honoring a retired teacher who turned into a tutor. Not even her battle with cancer can keep her out of the classroom at Astatula Elementary School.
Good morning. Good morning. I hope everybody had a good spring break. My specialty is ELA, which is English Language Arts. Now, if you started a test before spring break and you did not finish it, go ahead and where it says resume, hit resume and work on it.
Diane Revels retired from being an elementary school teacher back in 2015. But when COVID hit, there was a need for academic tutors as students started to fall behind.
I have a passion for students. I love what I do.
But then in 2021, the classroom became too challenging when she was diagnosed with cancer.
I was diagnosed with large B-cell non-Hodgkin's lymphoma. Very devastating. I went through 6 rounds of chemo. Between the second and third round of chemo, I lost all my hair, and that was devastating for me. But I survived.
She had to miss out on that fall semester, but she chose to come back to Astatula Elementary School in January of 2022.
I guess once a teacher, always a teacher. I love students. I was not able to have children of my own, so these are my children. I even keep in touch with the children that I taught years ago when I started teaching in 1980. Those students are now 50 years old, and I do keep in touch with quite a few of them, and I just have that passion. I want to see that little spark in their eyes when they say, I've got it. Okay, good job.
She brings a sense of joy, and she's very detailed to the student that she's working with, and brings her expertise to get them to lean into their future and be better at what they are.
Let's try baby. Chasing butterflies.
With more than 40 years of experience teaching thousands of students, she says she still gets a thrill when the lesson clicks for a child.
All it takes is just that one little spark to get you going. And I thoroughly enjoy it. Very good. I'm very proud of you right now. I'm very blessed. My health is good right now.
I just tell the students to try and give their very best. They all have it upstairs in their mind, and they just need to put it out and express themselves and take a risk.
Still ahead, a grandfather's grief turned into a gift of love, a quilt hand-sewn in his granddaughter's favorite colors, now bringing comfort to children fighting cancer and honoring a life lost. His story and the stitches that heal is coming up next. Welcome back. A local veteran spends his time at the sewing machine. He carefully crafts quilts for children who battle cancer. We asked him about the inspiration that got him started.
This next one that I'm working on, it's a little bit different. I've got all these that are already sewn together. It's a green and purple, which was my granddaughter's basically her favorite colors. And I did that in the purple and green. I made little triangles and then made squares out of them. And then I've got pink going around it. And then I'll have still the yellow border for the gold for children's cancer.
Pat Dugan's granddaughter, Amber, was diagnosed with cancer when she was 9 years old.
Ewing sarcoma. It's a bone cancer. It started in her rib. And when they diagnosed it, it was already stage 4. And they only gave her, well, they says if she didn't go with chemo and that, they said that she would not make a year. So she did go through everything. They had her in remission. And like I said, she fought for 5 years and she passed away when she was 14 years old.
14 is right around the age that Pat learned to sew from his mother.
But I'm happy I did learn. Very, very sharp. I learned that. Get all full of thread, too.
Never living a day without thinking about her, he says he wanted to comfort other children battling cancer.
I know how she was. One minute she was hotter than heck, and the next minute she was freezing to death. So, I figured, if I could do something like that.
When he learned about a ladies' quilting club in his senior community, he decided to give it a try.
They took me under their wing, and I go down there on Tuesdays with them and work, and then we have a lunch and we sit and talk about different things, and then we go back to work until 3 o'clock. And it's not a regular job, but it's almost. And most of the time it takes approximately 30 hours, but I know mine take a little longer than that because I put it together and look at it and say, nope, this ain't right. Take it apart, put it back together. So much help. They kind of look over my shoulder, and when I finished my first quilt, everybody wanted pictures of it.
His first 2 quilts feature a superhero theme.
I just figure somebody that's fighting like that, they got to be a superhero.
Beautiful. We also honor 4 Flagler County deputies who put their crisis negotiating training to good work. Stay right there. You don't want to miss it. Welcome back. Our next honors take us to Flagler County. Several deputies stepping up to save a man who was threatening to jump off of a bridge and into traffic. Officials credit this team with saving his life.
Y'all please don't tase me or pull me up. No one's gonna hurt you. Summers, don't do that. No one has to hurt you. There's no reason for that.
On the afternoon of March 18th, multiple 911 calls came in reporting that a man was straddling a sign on the I-95 overpass bridge on State Road 100.
Being the first on scene, I was a little bit hesitant about going straight up to him. He did not want to speak to women.
Deputies quickly shut down the intersection in all directions.
It was very busy. It was the middle of the day. There's traffic coming in every direction.
Nobody wants you to get hurt.
Unfortunately, we knew that he had attempted something like this before. As soon as we were able to get close to him, we just began talking and trying to figure out what was going on this day, what might have been different from past.
We can't let you fall off this thing.
While working to gain the man's trust and help change his mind, firefighters brought up a ladder truck beneath the overpass.
He actually crawled onto the sign and was straddling the sign. So he was pretty far out, just out of reach for us.
There's no scenario where we're letting you fall down.
The deputies were able to safely move him from the sign into the bucket.
I was in the bucket. I tried to grab him down. That was definitely the most nervous thing of all, was knowing that if my hand slipped or anything like that, he could fall. But luckily, we got him in the bucket and pulled him down safely.
Once on the ground, deputies placed the man into protective custody under the Baker Act and was taken to the hospital for treatment.
He was not in trouble at all. He was crying, he was bawling. Before he left to go to the hospital, he actually gave me a hug.
Deputies say they've met the man before and know him to be homeless.
I've definitely met him a lot. I've helped him out in the past. Try to get him food, a little bit of clothing, water. If we get a free meal from a restaurant, I try to throw it his way.
Flagler County Sheriff Rick Staley is praising his deputies and the other agencies for the team effort in saving a life.
I really appreciate Fox 35 recognizing them because they work hard, and every day you never know what you're going to have to respond to, so you have to be ready for anything.
We are so pleased to present our Fox 35 Care Force Award to 4 heroes with the Flagler County Sheriff's Office. We have Brian Carter, Deputy First Class, Deputy Kyle Summers, and Deputy First Class Laura Jenkins. A round of applause for these deputies here.
Our team worked well in shutting down that roadway so we can have time to actually have time with the subject up on the bridge and save his life.
I think everybody's been through a tough time where it's important to have someone there for you. And the fact that it's part of my job to be that person for some people, I'm grateful for it.
We also all take CIT training, which is crisis intervention training, so that we could come in with a sense of empathy and hopefully get a successful outcome.
One more round of applause for our heroes here. I did want to mention we are missing just one deputy, Cameron Punksky.
I love to see them honored for the good work they do. And the Fox 35 Care Force is always looking for Care Force nominations. If you know of someone that we should honor for their work in the community, we would love to hear about that person. All you have to do is send us an email to fox35careforce@fox.com. And we want to thank you for joining us for this Fox 35 Care Force special. You can see each of these stories on our free Fox Local app. Happy holidays from all of us here at Fox 35 to you.